Hello, my man. How are you feeling? How are you? Are you feeling great today? All right. This video is going to be for you on how you can get better engaged within your relationship and become more of an active participant. That's right. There's way too many of us that aren't getting all that we can within our relationship, and that's because we've taken a passive backseat. All right. Now, I want to talk about this in a way where you feel like you're being heard too. So let's do that. When you come home from work, what do you feel like? Do you get greeted at the door, or is your wife busy cooking something in the kitchen? Or maybe not even that. She hasn't arrived back from work herself yet. And when you get together, when she gets back, or when you get home right around the same time she is, what is going on? Do you feel resentment? Do you feel some sort of irritation? Are you expecting some sort of unpacking of sorts where you may or may not feel like you are being appreciated? Okay. First thing I want to get to is this. Within my own relationships, I should say, in the past as well, I have not done well at learning the schedule for kids, learning what I could be doing more of day to day, and actually planning some of these things, co-planning, offering ideas, and then going with it. Many times I went, well, you decide. Guess what? Your wife doesn't want to make all the decisions. She's happy making a few, but she wants you to man up, be more engaging, and have some input. She also wants you to make the decisions. She wants to make the decision too, don't get me wrong. But Jesse, you don't understand. In this relationship, it's always my wife doing the scheduling. Dude, you have a perfect opportunity right here to engage and optimize your relationship. And when you do that, you're gonna see what I mean. It means sitting down, having a conversation about how you feel that you're feeling. How about the ideas that you feel that are not being heard? How about you listen to her first? In my previous video about crisis conversion, where things are happening in the relationship and you are exasperated, exhausted, you're angry, you're feeling resentful. You both are. You both end up in explosive arguments. Watch Crisis Conversion, where I discuss how important it is for you to sit and listen. And you're going to do that many times and not react. Many of those conversations you will be doing, taking little notes, and you will be listening actively and repeating back some of the things that she has asked you to do. In my last video, I talked about comfort or solutions. You're going to ask that question too before you get into any of these things, comfort or solutions. Why I want this to be important for you is this reason. You have a relationship that you agreed to be in, and you've got kids. And you've agreed to be in this relationship because you thought that it would be somewhere that you could prosper. Yet, you're only doing half. And you're allowing your exhaustion because of the way you feel, because of the copious amounts of coffee you drink, the way you eat. You're allowing your body to get down. And you're not communicating because you're not feeling heard. I want to encourage you explicitly to sit and listen to what she has to say tonight and tomorrow and then the next day. And then after that, after you have actively tried and done and accomplished, completed some of these things that she's asked you to do, I want you to start talking about these things for you. What you're doing is you're setting a modeling example. You're setting an example of what to expect. You're setting an example of, this is what I want you to do for me too. then you start feeling like you're needed. You start feeling respected because she is now listening to you, as you've done for her, as you've shown up 3 times in a row consistently and actively listened. That's so important to you. This is a key that will be a skeleton key for many things in your relationship. When you do this, when she starts to see that you're listening and you're doing this consistently, it's going to mount evidence for her that you were, okay, you're changing some things, which is great. It's going to feel good for you because she's going to acknowledge you too. And don't knock me on this until you've tried it, man, because I want you to get in there. Start listening, start communicating, and start advocating for you because you're not. You're not. And don't feel scared or diminish your own ability. Don't get scared of her when she starts talking and she starts raising her voice. She's just having her say. Hold her. Hug her. Tell her that it's going to be okay and you're going to help her. No more of this passive stuff. She doesn't make the schedule anymore. You both make the schedule because you're going to be actively involved. And that is going to take communication from you because you're not feeling heard about things. It's also going to take communication on her part because she's going to unbox some of these things that she's been holding on to because you have been unwilling or unavailable emotionally to hear her. It's so important that you do this. So important. Some of these things that I'm mentioning here will help save your relationship. Not all, but some. And you will begin to see some of the glimmers in this because I've done some of these things. I've done many of these things. When I have been actively listening in my relationship and just listening to my wife and even past relationships, I have shown them that I am responsible, respectful, listening, loving, supporting. And it goes the mile. And then when I've done some of these tasks, like for instance, how about you every day before you leave for work, help with breakfast? How about you, before you leave to take the kids to school, you make me coffee. You come down every morning. Just start with those things. The little things. Those are little rituals. And they're so helpful because they are going to be acts of love. They're going to become things that you do for one another, where you show up. All right? And if you're not doing this, and you're having a crisis, or you're just not getting far enough, you're not completely having a crisis, but you're just not sure what to do, you're exasperated, I want to help you, man. I want to help you. And you're going to call me. You're going to contact me. info@thevaliantlifestyle.com. You're going to go to my website, thevaliantlifestyle.com, and you're going to schedule a 30-minute discovery call with me where I will discuss how important it is. Well, I will support you on this endeavor to make things right because you're just not sure what to do. I know what to do for you, man. I know how to help you. And there's no one more invested in helping you once you've agreed to do this. You got to make the step, though, to do this. All right. I've said my piece. I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. Let's do this.